Resident Evil 4 has left a huge mark on the survival horror genre, not only for its storyline but also for its unforgettable characters. Hey guys, it's Toxo, and today we're going to be talking about each port of Resident Evil 4 and how it was different from the other ports. Number 1. The Gamecube port and the PS2 port. The original version of Resident Evil 4 was released in 2005 for the Nintendo Gamecube. This version is known for its new camera system, in which Capcom introduced as the over-the-shoulder camera. This was different from the other Resident Evil games that Capcom has made, where fixed cameras are used. This port introduces a minigame called the Mercenaries, which challenges players to survive waves of Ganados in a time setting. In this minigame, you're able to use Leon, Ada, Krauser, and Wesker. The PlayStation 2 version of Resident Evil 4 was released in 2005, just a few months after the GameCube port. This port included all of the content from the original release, as well as additional costumes for Leon and Ashley. The port of Resident Evil 4 had a couple of problems, as the PlayStation 2 was less powerful compared to the GameCube. Because of this, game developers had to turn the graphics down a notch and change most of the textures in the game, including lighting, models, and water. The game is still amazing, it's only the graphical difference that matters. Number 2. The Wii port. This port of the game was released in 2007 and is by far the best port. But what makes it the best port? The Wii Remote does. The Wii Remote was the most precise thing to aim with in Resident Evil 4 and allows the player to shoot targets faster and shoot their targets more accurately. For example, Leon's encounters with Ganados are made easier with the Wii Remote. Instead of pressing 2 buttons to stab Ganados with your knife, you can swipe your controller, which is much faster. The Wii's port also introduced a new story featuring Ada. This story was called Assignment Ada. This story revolves around Ada's objective in Resident Evil 4. Now, this next port coming up has the most noticeable differences and the worst ones. Number 3. The Zeebo and the iPhone port. The Zeebo console is a console that was only released exclusively in Brazil. Resident Evil 4 was ported to this game, and it was a stripped down port of the game with simplified graphics and reduced content. The iPhone port was made from the Zeebo port, and it was the first time that Resident Evil 4 was playable on a mobile device. In my opinion, this version was absolute garbage, considering that this port excludes blood, certain weapons, and all in-game cutscenes just like the Zeebo port. Nonetheless, I wouldn't consider even playing it on my phone if I had the chance to. Number 4. The Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 port. In 2011, Capcom decided to remaster Resident Evil 4 and port the games to the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. If you want to enjoy playing Resident Evil 4, this remaster is something that you should consider playing. In terms of graphical quality for this game, in-game textures look amazing, characters look amazing, and the Ganados look more gruesome and scarier. Number 5, which is my favorite, the PC port. Resident Evil 4 for the PC was originally released in 2007, but that port has had a negative reputation due to various issues such as texture problems and bugs. However, the modding community was quick to respond, creating mods to fix the game's issues. It wasn't until 2014 that PC players received a remastered port of the game with the release of Resident Evil 4 Ultimate HD. This version addressed all the problems of its predecessor and provided a significant graphical improvement. In fact, the graphics were so good that the game was ported to newer consoles such as the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Switch. The PC version of Resident Evil 4 allowed players to customize their experience, including the ability to switch between normal and high quality textures and to change their frame rate. It's safe to say that the PC port is the best one to ever come out for Resident Evil 4 with the Wii port. Number 6 is not a port, but I would rather call it a tweak for PC. Number 6. The Resident Evil 4 HD project. This project was a fan-made tweak that aims to bring the PC version of Resident Evil 4 up to the best graphics it can ever get to. This includes updated graphics, improved sound, and new textures. The project is still ongoing and uses the PC's Ultimate HD port to apply this tweak. I personally think that if you're going to play the PC port, put this tweak on because you will not regret it. Number 7, at last, the VR port of Resident Evil 4. This port was released in 2022 for the Oculus, and it offers a fully immersive experience with controls tailored for the Oculus. The Oculus includes a first-person mode allowing players to experience the game from a new perspective. With the game being ported to Oculus, it's no surprise that the VR edition of Resident Evil 4 is considered to be one of the scariest games available on the platform. And at last, thank you for watching as I discuss the ports of Resident Evil 4. From the Gamecube port to the latest VR port, each port brings its own unique features and challenges to the horror classic, except the Zeebo one. Which version is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. As always, stay tuned for more exciting content, like, subscribe, and peace.